Hey guys, it's New York Dan. Good morning to everyone. I haven't posted in a while. I've been doing too many car repairs on my other channel, Ben's Products, because I actually have to get them done. Super hot weather out. We have this heat dome going on. I'm just getting going here and I'm running late today. Super late, but I was watching some videos while I was having like my breakfast and I saw Sarasota. I was watching one of his videos and I put a comment. He's renting this car he keeps talking about. He's been going over this for like the last week, that he's going to rent a car so he can do this big trip with Miss Tammy when she comes in on Sunday. Um, Here's the thing, that it doesn't make much sense. I put a comment down. I'm like, you're never going to recoup the amount of gas that you're going to save. You're never going to recoup the rental cost. I'm sure 100% it costs a lot more money to rent a car than what you're going to be paying in gas, even if you're getting like 10 miles per gallon. It's I was like, what's going on here? Then I thought of what's going on, and I can't say I blame him. The deal the deal is, I've been in this situation before. When you have a girlfriend, okay, she is probably going to pay for the rental car. That's what the deal is. You can get to rent like a sports car or something snappy, jazzy to drive around in, right? Go on like a cool road trip in a brand new car. Usually those rental cars are brand new. Can't say I blame him. That's probably what the deal is. And that way you don't risk your car. The only thing that I do agree, and I've done this before when I've had to take a trip sometimes, especially if you get like an unlimited mileage. A lot of rentals are unlimited mileage. Um, if you're driving the rental, you don't have to worry about the accident factor. If something happens to your vehicle, even something silly like somebody, you park it at a hotel and somebody like dings the door, or at a store where there's a lot of shopping carts or whatever, stuff can happen, especially if you're putting a ton of miles on the car in a short amount of time. So, yeah, I can't say I blame him with that. And we'll see what kind of car he gets when he finally picks it up. Usually the rentals are pretty good. I've done with budget before, budget rental car. I've done with enterprise. Once in a while you get skunked though. In Fort Lauderdale, I was going to rent a Mustang GT, right? And my girlfriend was going with me on this trip, my ex-girlfriend, and we were going to get this snazzy car to drive around Florida, right? So we picked up the Mustang. We left Fort Lauderdale only to find out that the wheel bearing, something was making a noise in the front of the chassis when we got it up to highway speed. We're like, we're driving all the way to Orlando in this thing. We can't be driving this thing with a bad wheel bearing or something that could mess up on a long trip. So what we did is we met one of my friends for lunch, and then we returned the car to get another one. That one, the second one we picked up, had a bad tire. This sucked. It totally sucked because we're on vacation. It was burning up our time. We get away from the airport. It was at the airport rental car place. We hear the tire. We got to go back again. Third time was the charm. They gave us a brand new Dodge Charger. That's what it was. Charger. And it only had like 500 miles on it, right? And it had the V8. That was a cool ride. But yeah, it depends on how long the rental car place keeps the cars, what kind of mileage they've stacked up before you pick one up. It is a bit of a dice roll. The thing is, even if those cars are newer, you can still get one that has a load of miles on it. That's the problem with those rental cars. So that's probably what's going on there. The second thing I want to talk about, the cruising. I understand Tim said they're going to be doing a lot of cruising coming up. And they like these big ships called Oasis class with Royal Caribbean, right? Now, I've actually been on those ships. I was on Harmony of the Seas last year, and I found this class of ship, it's like being at the shopping mall. It's way too crowded. I hate those ships. They're bigger ships, so, but you know what the thing is? They have stuff on them, but a lot of the stuff they have is mainly for kids. They have some kind of massive water slide that you go into like the mouth of some kind of like a monster at the back of the ship. I forget the name of it, but it goes around when you see that open back to the ship and you see this big slide going around. It goes from the top deck of the ship, or it comes out way down on one of the bottom decks. They got that weird thing. They have the flow rider that you can like practice water skiing on. If you like falling down all the time and having people watch you wipe out on that thing. And granted, the whole time you're on the cruise, there's going to be a big line at that thing. So even if you want to do that stuff, it's very crowded. Every bar on the ship has a line at it. You have to wait in line for everything. The elevators are crowded. Those ships are very, very crowded. Okay, my advice to Sarasota Tim is to go on a smaller cruise ship. You get a much better deal. Those Oasis class ships, also Royal Caribbean in general, it's very, very expensive. It's not that great of a cruise line. I've been on many cruises. I'm like a cruise expert, and a matter of fact, I'm going to be going on a cruise on Carnival Venezia. It's a very fancy ship. It was built for Costa for the Asian market, and it sails out of New York. I'm going to be going all the way down to Puerto Rico and around the Caribbean, Eastern Caribbean on it. The cruise is pretty long, about, I think, 13 days, something like that. Anyway, get this. I got the internet, and I'm going to be live streaming from the ship and posting the videos when I go on the ship so you can see exactly what it's like. I'm an expert cruiser, and I know exactly what you have to do to get good cruise deals, what you can do on the cruises, what you get for the money. And unfortunately, those Oasis class ships are mainly built for people that have a lot of kids, and it's kind of like a Disney type thing where there's a lot of bells and whistles on the ships for kids. Okay, I have no idea why Tim would be going on that kind of a ship. He said he only goes on Oasis class. I heard him say that with Miss Tammy. I don't get it. My advice for him is you got to shop around and you got to try going on some smaller cruise ships, especially if you live in Florida. There's a ton of great cruises on smaller ships that go right out of Florida. The water in that area is usually very calm. You don't need that big of a cruise ship. Even when I go from New York, that I'm the only one that's going to be in the rougher waters when you go down you go through the Atlantic, right? I'm also doing a Bermuda cruise later in coming up in the early fall. But I'll tell you what, guys, subscribe to the channel and you're going to see what the cruising's all about when I go on Venezia. I'm going to film it. And this channel is actually real. It's not one of these phony damn channels where you have these guys that are like over the top and they're like raving about. I hate those cruise reviews on YouTube. These guys are like too much. They're raving about things. It's like I can't get into too many details on it because they'll get me in trouble, so to speak, if I say too much. But I was on one cruise. To give you an example, if you like doing karaoke on the cruises, right? I went on one cruise last year. Was that Harmony of the Sea? No, it was on MSC. And the karaoke, that's what I hate. The Oasis class, the karaoke is super crowded. You can barely even get a chance to do it. So anyway, on MSC, I was on the cruise, and my nephews came too with my girlfriend, my sister's family, and these guys there's these guys that they had on these like little bow ties, and they're like these raving type guys that are over the top. They were hogging the karaoke, right? The cruise employee running it got up there, and she's being nice, and she's saying, "Hey, if anyone like to come up and help me sing the song, this is a great way for someone that's new to karaoke, get a little experience on the stage." So what happens? These damn bow tie guys, they're sitting right up by the front there. And my nephew, he tapped me on the shoulder because he knows I do karaoke. I'm going to post my karaoke, by the way, on my video channel here. Tap me on the shoulder. He's like, "Uncle Dan, those damn guys, look over there. They're here again. They're here. Every night they were there. They came and they hog it." So the cruise director's trying to get newbies like to participate. These damn guys jump up on the stage. They take the mic away from her. She had two mics. They took her mic away, and they're like hogging the stage, dancing around, screaming and singing into the damn mic. They were singing Miley Cyrus, "Flowers," and it's just over the top, And they're not even that good at it. I got sick of it. So, yeah, you get a lot of that, especially on if you get on those bigger cruise ships, you know. It should be, adequate, How about being a little bit more, have some more manners? How about being more civil on these cruises? Cruising used to be very dignified. It used to be more old school, but now, man, some of the stuff. But anyway, that's a story for you. Subscribe to the channel, and you're gonna see how the cruising is on Carnival Venezia, and everyone's saying it differently too. When you go on that ship, everyone's saying it. They're calling it a different word. Venezia. No one can pronounce it. It's supposed to be an Italian ship based on Venice, Italy. Anyway, that's coming up, and I'm going to live stream it. I have fast internet from the ship. It's amazing how they can do that now. You can be in communication while you're on the cruise. So, anyway, guys, that's my take on. I just want to add my 2 cents on what's going on these videos I was watching, and give you a heads up about the upcoming cruise I'm doing. Subscribe, and you'll get to see it. I'm going to try to do a live stream right from the cruise deck. All right, guys, have a good day. I'll see you in the next one.